All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Entrepreneur DNA, and I have someone that I believe is a person who is massively going to make a dent in the universe. He already is, just to be clear. But if you don't know who my man Andy Elliott is, you damn sure are going to know who he is after this episode. Andy Elliott, how are you, my friend?
Good. Having the best day of my life.
Every day is that day, ain't it?
Yeah, best day of my life. Life is good. And also anybody watching this right now, your goal is whatever you do, whatever you sell, your goal is to be the top 1% in the industry that you're in. I know it's an entrepreneur podcast. I know you can call it lots of different things, but I know the people that follow you are probably entrepreneurs. There's this one name of the game. It's to become the top 1% in the industry that you're in. So today you're going to get a lot of value that whatever it is that you do, you're going to go further and you're going to want to reach for more. But that's the goal. A lot of people think entrepreneurship is like doing like 7 things and then having 7 streams of income. No, dude, most people, and if you're going to take notes, because people that really want to grow, they'll take notes. Most people are a master of none, which means they're not the top 1% in whatever they do. And if you do something that I'm doing, and my goal is to be the top 1%, and I'm not distracted by doing 7 things, and I'm only doing 1 thing, and I can do it better than anybody else in the world, I'm going to make a ton of money from doing that. I will kick your ass. And then also becoming really good at that, it's going to pay me a lot of money. Now that I have a lot of money, now I can have 7 streams of income because I have money. So if you want to define entrepreneurship, it is to create. Why don't you create yourself, whatever it is that you're going to do, go all in, study it, master the craft, master the game like Kobe Bryant, master basketball, and become the best top 1% in your industry, which is what we do. And that's how we become great. And by the way, everybody sucks until they don't. So it doesn't matter where you're at now, it matters where you're going. And I know you've heard that, but that's the truth because you're not going to get any better if you don't change. So the goal is to reinvent and recreate yourself every single day. And that's how we built a company.
Whoa. And now that is how you start a podcast, my friends. Just dropping straight bombs. So if you don't know Andy, I would encourage you to go follow him on every single platform, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'll just kind of even start out. Where can everyone find you out of the gate? Because you already made your impact felt, brother.
Yeah. So number one, if you're on Instagram, go to official Andy Elliott. Check us out every day. We drop, 4 or 5 reels, fire shit, whether we're doing live seminars or events. Everything that we do, it's never camera on camera. We do a lot of educational stuff. We'll teach how to close, how to sell, how to negotiate. But the biggest thing that we do is we teach people the total recreation. But Facebook, you can definitely find me. Go to YouTube, just type in Andy Elliott. When you type in Andy Elliott, it'll say overcoming objections, phone skills. Dude, we literally put salespeople in the world, which everybody sells something, on blast because we want them to be the best. And like I said, we're in the era of the worst salesman in the history of time. Customer experience is at an all-time low. People right now literally suck at whatever they do. And I can't believe it. So it's never been a better time to be great. So if you're watching this, the goal isn't to have you get inspired. I want to inspire people, but I want you to say, man, tactically during this podcast, you're going to get some information that's going to be able to help you smash everybody and to go get your best life. And we don't want you to be like me or be like him. If you look up to someone, you don't want to, envy them. You want to emulate them. You know what I mean? And that's all I did. And I'm going to tell you, when you said that, Grant Cardone done your podcast, Bradley, all these guys. Dude, all I did was what they said. All I did. Everybody, all you got to do is just take a spiral notebook, a pen, piece of paper, get your priorities in line, become crystal clear on what you want, and you're going to kill it. So anyways, you can keep going, but you can find us on Instagram. And I'm going to tell you this, in 3 years, we built a $120 million company. We think we'll be $1 billion company within 5 or 6 years. I know for sure we've spent $0 on advertising. I know for sure that social media will take you very far. If you'll not be a fraud, if you'll become and create yourself and to be somebody who's great, which is our goal for you, right? We need more winners. We need more winners, which is why these podcasts even exist. It's not so you can get out there and hear yourself talk, or I can get out here and hear myself talk. It's so that the people that are listening can say, hey, man, dude, count me in. Just give me the blueprint. Okay.
Yep.
Like Brad said, he's got the Rhino logo. The Rhino stands for thick skin. Okay. Brad says you can't stick a knife through a rhino skin. It's so thick. You're going to need to be able to become that way if you're wanting to kill it, because on this journey, especially as we're talking about entrepreneurship, nobody's going to believe in you until you get there. And then when you get there, they're going to want to get you on a podcast, or they want to talk to you, and then they're going to ask how you did it. But along the way, dude, nobody cares and nobody will believe in you. And that's okay. You don't need them to. So have rhino skin like Brad Lee always talks about, but you got to become the best. I just want to say, like, I'm always going to go back to that. If you're not after creating mastery in your industry, just don't go after it, because you're never going to get it. Because guys like us that are obsessed with it, that sleep with their shoes on, that literally will not rest, you're not going to compete with us.
That's right.
It physically can't happen. In our education, we're educating ourselves all day, every day. There is zero downtime. So official Andy Elliott. I love Instagram. It's probably my favorite.
There you go. Well, bro, I could take this a million different directions. But what you already, prior to even recording, you blew my mind when we were talking about you don't spend any money marketing.
Yep.
Now, I'm of the belief marketing is your lifeblood of all businesses. Now, I know you are likely the best sales trainer there is out there. No, like, hands down, right? I would make that argument, and we are newly acquainted, right, through Brad. But I would still make the argument. I want to hear your opinion. Marketing is senior to sales. And the reason why I say that is because if you can't get the lead in the door, if there's no one to talk to on the phone, if there's no one to sit down with,
you don't have a business.
You don't have a business.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, I agree. And by the way, I'm going to go into that with you so you can understand. Everybody on this call, everybody will have a hole in their game. There's 2 rules to business. Number 1, don't ever let anybody else know your business better than you. That's rule number 1. Number 2, figure out how to kick your own ass every single day. So every day I try to find the holes in my game so no one else can come kick my ass. I'm going to be kicking my own ass. And if I'm in business in a certain vertical, I'm not going to let you come and kick my ass. I'm going to take you out because I have already gone there. I found the crack in my own castle. Now, I want to go through some things with you. A lot of people have trouble building a team, building a sales team. I don't. My culture is insane. My culture, dude, these guys wake up at 4 a.m. They're at the gym. They come straight, which our gym is on our property. They smash it. They're upstairs. They're dialing on the phones by 7 a.m. Listen to me. When Brad Lee says you got to interview this guy, it's because my guys are fire-breathing dragons, for real. It's not a hype game. It's not a show. They're obsessed. They eat, sleep, and breathe winning. They're all underdogs, every one of them. They didn't have education or experience. All they wanted was an opportunity. They were hungry. And I coached them, and I built them up over years now. Mind, body, spirit, freaking everything is skill, belief. Dude, you cannot convince them that they can't have something. They'll go get whatever they want. Sorry, but they'll go get whatever they want because they believe mentally they can have it, which they can. This universe is very giving. And we all stick together. We believe an individual can be beat, but a team can't be beat. So we're all about the team. So as we go and we're on this journey to build all these sales teams, we've built products. We have the baddest ass sales training system and product ever. Guess what we don't have? We don't have marketing. Why? You say, Andy, well, like, how did you start? I started by creating free YouTube videos. And by the way, I grew up on Grant Cardone's content when I was a kid. So I thought, man, this guy's amazing. It made me a lot of money. And then I started realizing, no disrespect to Cardone, but his shit's old. It's outdated. He's had new trainers kind of come in, try to teach some shit. People don't like him. They like Cardone, but he's in real estate now. So his sales training shit, it's old. And then you get 3 feet shoulder pads and feathered hair. You get his old ass content because it doesn't make him the kind of money that it makes in exchange for real estate anymore. So he's doing his real estate journey. So we're like, hey man, we need to be the next Cardones. So the goal is, and I'm just sharing with you, our mentors in life are people that have gone where we want to go. That's it. So like, if you want to know how to get somewhere, go find someone who's been there and study them. So
100%.
That's it. So I just studied Cardone as a kid, and I saw that he built teams. What I learned is that his sales guys would work for money. My guys worked for blood, sweat, and tears. My guys would do this shit for free. So what happens, I created a different culture, almost like a cult, okay? Culture. Anyways, long story short, we built the team, we built everything, we've got the family, we were growing like crazy. When it comes to marketing, and by the way, this is something you could probably help me with one day, we've never found someone that could produce us more ROI, which is what our marketing is about. You say it's senior. Yes, it is. I can get on my phone right now and I can say, guys, what's going on? Is Andy Elliott? Listen to me right now. If you believe there's another level and you're not there, by the way, you've seen the way we scaled. You've seen the way we grow. Go back and watch our social media. Just go from YouTube, type in 2015, go to 2021. See the difference. See what's happened. Come by our facility. Look at our brick and mortar building. Go check out my guys. Look at every one of our people's results that are tagging us every day and their life's changing. Go check that out. If you want to have that next level, shoot me a text message, 918-210-0254. Boom. Text start coming in. Clack, 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 clack. It doesn't cost anything. And that was the way that we've been doing our marketing. And we generate 400 leads a day, roughly, into our company without spending any money. So when a guy, by the way, like sweat equity, right? Like Justin, everybody has to write this down. Sweat equity. Do you want to go social media hard for 3 years and then generate a whole bunch of leads? Or am I starting today? And I'm like, I need some people to know who I am today. Dude, listen, when we started, we didn't really understand exactly marketing. So our goal was you either have money or you don't. We were like, dude, we're just going to get online. And we started blasting on these phones with our teams. And it was a critical task that we did every single day. And dude, now those same videos are out there. All those YouTube videos are out there. Every one of them has a call to action on them. Now it's just like, if you got 1,000 videos on YouTube and every one of them says text me on it, dude, like the compound effect of 1 million views a month, like people are texting all the time. New people coming in, old people getting burned out. It's just a mixture of stuff going on. New business owners, old business owners, people wanting to get into sales. YouTube is how to close, how to sell, how to influence, how to persuade, that's how we built it, was on YouTube. And I would tell you that me and my wife, who runs our company, she's our CEO, we every day talk about like, man, we need to find someone one day that can help us with marketing. But dude, you know how it's like the right hand you shake at the right time? Like we haven't found that person. So anyways, marketing is the most important thing in the world. We were willing to pay the price up front and just do all the sweat equity with all the leads coming in now. And now we continue to do it, that we do need to run ads one day. But honestly, we just haven't been able to find the right person to do it. Our ROI is so high on sweat equity that like literally I wish that I could give somebody $100,000 and they could give me back $200,000. I would do it in a heartbeat. So
by the way, you mentioned it in passing, but happy to talk with my team, right? And see if they can help you guys. I mean, just to give, and if it works, great. And if it doesn't, that's fine. But what blows my mind is someone that spends a lot of money every month, because that's the model I chose. I still do the Instagram. I still do all that. Yeah. But the reality is I'll spend, let's say, $100,000 a month and I need to make $300,000 back, right? Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
So it just blows my mind. Let's talk a couple of things. You said waking up early, and this has been a big mission of mine recently. Prior to the last 6 weeks, I've been waking up at 6:30 in the morning. Nothing crazy. You would say, Justin, you're being a big pussy. That's crazy. Recently, the last 6 weeks, I just got it through my thick skull that I always felt like I couldn't achieve enough in a certain day, and I never had me time, and I never had time to think and create, and I never had time for the gym, and I would miss it more often than I'd go to it. And I started waking up at 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
You still might be thinking, Justin, you big sissy, right? Sure. But brother, I will tell you, it has been a life changer. Literally, I have friends, and I'll post on my social media, not to brag, but to literally kind of just say like, hey, if you want more in life, if you want to achieve more, if you want more time with your kids, your wife, your family, if you want to win more, like everyone has the same given hours. And I know that's cliche as shit, but I will just tell you, if you have your entire squad waking up like that, it has absolutely been a game changer for me. I can echo that.
Yeah. So like the good stuff in life is your mindset, right? Because everything is perspective. Then I'm going to tell you, I see a lot of people right now that want to go through entrepreneurship, and they're like, hey man, I'll focus on my health later. I need to make money right now. Dude, that's the stupidest thing you could ever do in your life. You know what, dude, if you are in a good state, if you don't have a good attitude, if you're not in a great mood, first of all, no one's going to follow you. What a leader is a leader is somebody that inspires people. And by the way, companies manipulate people. If you don't do this, I'm not going to pay you. And that's called manipulation. And that's how most businesses are ran. Our business, which money's involved, is ran like this. My goal is to be a great leader so that you'll want to follow me regardless of title, regardless of rank, regardless of seniority. Like, I don't have to be the owner for you to follow me. Like, I'm going to have you follow me because of my inspiration, by my fire, by me doing what it is that I say I'm going to do. I'm going to show you another level of winning. I'm going to show you love. I will be there for you and help you. I also set a new standard every day, right, in the company. So I am the example, which is what a leader does. And then a leader, a follower, is somebody who voluntarily wants to follow someone. So, like, understand this. If you're in a company right now and you're like, I'm the leader. Oh, okay. So, like, let's take your position away for a minute. And let's say that you are no longer in charge. Would the people then, would they follow you? More than likely not. If money wasn't involved, and I'm going to tell you something. If you're a leader and you're watching this, if on your cell phone, people are looking at Instagram all day long that work for you and they're looking up to other people, looking to be inspired by other people, they should find it from you. Yep. And if they can't find it from you, it's because you're not their leader. Commonly, I'll go into a meeting when I go into these companies, and I'll tell all the salespeople, I'll say, hey guys, do me a favor before we're done today. I want everybody to write down the name of the people that they look up to on a piece of paper, your mentor. Write it down, fold it in half. Don't put your name on it. Just put it on the table so when you walk out, I would like to study who you look up to. I'll say, leaders, please stay. 30 salespeople walk out of the room, 100 salespeople walk out of the room, lots of pieces of paper in the middle of the room. I say, all right, leaders, let's open the papers up and let's see if your name is on any of these pieces of paper. And most of the time, maybe one or two, their name is and the rest isn't. So my question is, why not? You know why? Because you're not their leader. You're their boss. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't know how much of my content you've ever watched, but you'll hear me talk about an unrecruitable sales team. And what I mean by that is Brad Lee will commonly say, he'll tell my guys, hey, I'll give you 10 million. I'll give you 10 million to come work for me. My guys will say, go fuck yourself. Like, they're not interested. Our guys have lion tattoos on their arms. There's the day you're born, the day you die, and the day your life changes forever. We have what's called an unrecruitable team. Unrecruitable. It's these guys would work here for free. If we went out of business today, we could all stay here for free and work. We would all figure it out. Yeah, we're all together. We're a unified front. If somebody comes against the family, we will kill you. We're all a team, and that doesn't exist anymore. And if you want to know why, like companies like Google made it so far, Google was one of the first people I saw 20 years ago that put a gym in their company. They did all of these things, right? And Google doesn't compete against anyone else. I want you to understand, Google competes against themselves. If Microsoft came out with a great product today, they wouldn't care. Okay, right. Google can be ahead or behind, but they're in their zone. It's them. They take care of their people, their family. Google is in the game of who can last the longest. Okay, and a lot of companies that we knew 10 years ago aren't around today. A lot of influencers that were around in 2018 aren't around today. You know why? Because they played the game today. They didn't play. They competed against other people. Dude, listen to me. I'm very competitive. I'm ultra competitive. I know that if you don't win, you lose, and I don't like that. But at the end of the day, my goal is to stay in it the longest, to be the realest, to build the best team. And I believe the compound effect of doing things right is what people need to start doing. And so many people want fast wins, which so do I, that they sacrifice great people and investing in people, right? There's a difference between lighting a fire in your team's ass and then lighting a fire under your team's ass. And I think that when you light a fire under your team's ass enough, they're all going to be gone and they'll work for someone else who lights a fire in their ass. And that's what I'm telling you. There's so many perspective shifts. And a lot of people won't get this, and they'll never get what they want in life. And I assure you, even if you do, we'll finish on this. Justin, if you have this, which is your family, your team, your wife, your kids, you have all this, and you chase this, which is money, and you lose this, and you do attain this, you're one of the rare people that do obtain all of this, and you look back in this skull and you're going to hate yourself. Your goal is to maintain all of this and go get this. And that's exactly what we're doing. And by the way, we're getting it really fast by doing things the right way. And if we wake up and things don't go right, let's just say, and we're not scaling like we wanted or things aren't happening, let me ask you a question, Justin. The Ferrari, the house, the cars, the money, all that, that's really not what you want. What you want is the emotion that comes with having all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. I got all that. Well, the goal is the art of winning in today's age, I believe, having that badass mindset is to be able to create that emotion even when you don't have that. It's not entitlement, but it's a feeling of gratitude and gratefulness. Dude, it's something that most people, even if you do become rich, those people will be miserable and they won't like themselves. And then lastly, you were talking about the gym. I'm going to tell you this. If you look in the mirror and you don't like who you are, I'm going to tell you what's the value of having all of that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the fact that you said you've been waking up earlier, you're going in the gym, we believe in physical, mental business. I don't have a physical training company, but I believe the physical part creates the mental side, right? And then the mental side allows you to be a savage in business. So if you don't do the physical, you can't get the mental. You'll be mentally tough. You're not going to be strong enough for your team. You're not going to be tough enough for your team. You're not going to be strong enough for your family. And then, by the way, instead of breaking records, you're going to be breaking mentally. And then you can't kill it in business. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, dude. I resonate with that heavily, right? Because I've always been an athlete. I've always worked out, whatever. I mess up my neck. I'm out for 9 months. My mindset wasn't nearly where the capacities usually would be as I'm working out, right? I'm a high performer. I'm hanging out with the friends that you have. We have very mutual friends. Like, that's how we're built. So when you're out of that physical part, like I could barely walk around the block for the first 2 or 3 weeks, right? It was on neck, it was terrible, extremely painful. But now that I can get back into it, I couldn't agree with anyone more. Like, I don't care if you are looking in the mirror and you're not going to be happy with what you're seeing, that physical aspect is going to lead to the mental aspect. And how are you going to crush it if you mentally can't go attack the day?
Yeah.
So,
No, I was just going to say, and I think that's the deal. Like, if you're not good to yourself, right? Like, you can't be good to others and you can't kill it. So, you know, like I said, a lot of people miss this. A lot of people are like, give me the strategies to make money. Dude, listen, man, an individual can be beat, but a team can't be beat. You're going to need to build a team of people that are going to want to go do this with you. And if everybody's in it to just make a lot of money, at the end, everybody's going to stab each other for money because that's all they're in it for. Dude, companies need to create cultures that have more than money. And by the way, if those people come in and that culture is built, you'll never have a problem with money. And when you onboard clients, which if you want to make money, you're going to need people. Okay. When you onboard people onto cultures like ours, like, dude, they never want to leave. Like,
never.
So like, that's the goal, is that's the retention side. You know what I mean? So everybody on your team, like, unless you're running a funnel and everybody buys stuff on the internet and you need no team, if you do have a team, all those people that do believe in you, they're not going to be meeting you because there's only one of you. They're going to be meeting your team. And if they meet your team, are they onboarded like they would be with you? And a lot of companies that isn't.
No.
I'm just telling you, because all they want is money and there's no culture.
So man, I literally, we can go forever, but I want Andy Elliott, the broke Andy Elliott, right? Whenever that day was when you didn't have the income, the team, the sales, the revenue, how are you going to impact? What are you going to say right now? Where does someone broke, busted, and disgusted start? How does someone immediately go, Andy Elliott's my guy for sales. He's going to help me do it. And where do I start? Where did those people start? What's your word to those people?
Yeah. So let's just, and by the way, so where does everybody come from? Because I think the success story isn't really that cool. I think it's, hey, like you said, how did you get out of sleeping in your car? How did you go from being broke, losing everything, to rebounding? How did that happen? So number one, it's all mentality. And I think that the mindset, what you think about all day long is who you become. And I'm telling you that when I was 2 years old, my mom left, right? So like, she's rolls out, like, my wife's the best wife in the world. She's great to our kids. At 2, my mom left, which means as I get older, I'm like, oh, women aren't supposed to leave their kids. So my dad stayed around. So my dad raises us. Dude, we literally didn't have a curfew. We were raised by the street. Jerry Springer shit show. You're a little bit older, so you gotta remember Jerry Springer.
Of course.
Jerry Springer life, straight D's in school, 18 years old, I get a job. Now listen, it doesn't matter what vehicle it is. So if somebody wants to restart, I want you to write this down. If somebody right now wants to know how much money they can earn and how well they can do, I want you to just look at two things. Number one, there's a level 10 earning opportunity job. There's level 1. Level 1 means like if you can't really earn that much. Okay, if you work at Pizza Hut, you're never going to drive a Ferrari, no matter how good you get, unless you own all of them. Okay, so the goal is that would be level 1. Level 10 would be solar cells. It would be, insurance sales. It would be, automotive sales. I got told that a sales guy can earn $250,000 a year selling, and I'm dead broke. So at 18, I'm like, dude, this is a level 10 earning opportunity, but I have a level 1 skill.
Right.
Not even a level 10 skill. So I learned, remember I said, become the top 1% in your industry. That's what all this is about. I learned that at 18 years old, that if I could create mastery, I stuttered. I didn't believe in myself. I literally just wanted a way out. All that any man or woman ever wanted in their life is an opportunity. So what I would tell everybody right now, go find yourself a level 10 sales job. A level 10 sales job. A job that literally could pay you well if you were the top 1%. Like if I suck today and I'm broke, but I know I could go sell solar, and I know that it could pay you $2 million a year if you're the top 1% in solar sales rep. All I'm going to do now is, number one, I'm going to convince someone to give me a job in solar. And how I would do it is you walk up to any sales job and you tell them, hey, number one, I've got a great attitude. Number two, I'm ready to be a student of the game. Number three, I'm coachable. Number four, I've got a great attitude. I'm in a great state. And number five, I'll be laser focused. I'll let nothing get in my way. I'll commit all the time that it takes to be the best, and I'll be loyal and trustworthy. They will freaking hire you on the spot. They do not care. And that's all they want to do is create killers, okay? Most level 10 companies will, because they're looking for people who are hungry and want an opportunity, okay? Now, that's what I did at 18. I started. And by the way, at 18 years old, I was broke, had nothing. I'd never had more than $5 in my hand. My first day, I made $1,700, which changed my whole life. And I made it on accident. It was called a laydown. Like, it shouldn't have happened. I got lucky. But at that day, when I saw that, I go, oh my God, like, I'm going to become the best in the world. And by the time I was 20 years old, I was making $500,000 a year selling cars. I broke the record in the United States for most money made as a car salesman when I was younger. The vehicle was selling cars. So what would I tell you to do? Well, let me tell you how I went from being a loser to a winner. Number one, I studied. Brad DeLee says mindset, skill set, habits. Number one, you'll never out-earn your own self-worth. I know everybody here has said it a million different ways. I decided to just believe in myself. And by the way, the difference between people that have it and that don't are the beliefs.
Yep.
So like right now, you need to put a high fence around your life, and you need to take appraisal of anyone and everyone in your life and everything in your life. Okay? So appraisal of everyone and everything in your life, and anybody and everybody that don't believe in you and it's not good for you, get rid of them. I would do that right out the gate. Now, number two, I would look in the mirror and I would own your shit. And I'd say, hey man, like number one, how do I talk to myself? Do I talk good to myself? And if you don't, you need to change that right now. Because I dare you to be bad to yourself, because I promise you, you're never going to get anywhere. So I'd be good to yourself. Then number two, I'd get in the gym. And by the way, you need to be physically fit, and you need to be in a great mood, and you need to be in a great state to sell shit and to get people to do what you want them to do. So I would do that. And then number three, skill set part, right, which is the blueprint. Okay, what do you do for a living, right? Like, do you shake hands face to face? Are you on the phone, right? What does your follow-up look like? I would go find someone in your industry that does really good. Or like, we built a sales training company, which is how we've grown, is that I would tell somebody to plug in. If anybody's watching this, like, just go to YouTube and type in Andy Elliott. And I guarantee as you start watching sales training, you're going to understand, man, that, God, dude, you know what? Like, all I have to do, repetition's the mother of skill. All I have to do is grab a $1 spiral notebook, right? So where would somebody start? Go to YouTube, because it's free. If you're definitely low, go to YouTube. Literally type in sales training, Andy Elliott sales training. You can literally just start watching one video at a time. How to master a stranger, how to make a best friend in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? How to have winning energy, how to time block your day. Like, literally start learning, like, how to overcome an objection. A guy says he needs to think about it. Somebody's going to get back with you. I'm not interested. I don't have time today. Whatever they say, start learning these rebuttals and word tracks so you don't sound like the competition who's amateurs. And then what happens is, dude, you're going to start moving up to ranks. You'll start selling more. You'll start getting more commissions. You'll start believing in yourself more. And guess what? There's a trick to all this, Justin. And this is where I see a lot of people give it all back. Have you ever known somebody that's been in great shape and then now they're not? Have you ever known somebody that's been happily married and then now they're not married anymore? Have you ever known somebody that's had something and then they don't have it anymore?
Of course.
I'm going to tell you how to keep it all. 2 things. Number 1, keep it new. Okay?
Keep it fresh.
Keep it new. Keep it fresh. We love what we do. We go back to day one every day. My wife, me and her have been married 16 years. We're madly in love like never before. We fall more in love with each other every day. How? It's because we treat it like it's the beginning, so there'll never be an end.
Love that shit.
If you don't stay in love with what you do, you don't have to do anything. You get to do it. I want you to understand that, and most people will fly right past us.
Yep.
Okay? And by the way, you're going to get lost in misery. You're going to get lost in complacency. Mediocrity is going to be crawling all over you. You're going to get bored. You know, your goal is to find one thing you love, and in my life it sells, and in your life it sells too. We call it entrepreneurship, but you do sell all day long. You're always selling somebody or something. You're always convincing, persuading, influencing. You're always doing that all day long. You're selling. So I would say this, number 1, keep it new, okay? Listen to me. I'm 18 years old. I can't believe I get to do this. My whole life is changing. This is my way out. I'm still doing that today at 43 years old. And then keep it fresh. Okay. Keep dating what you're doing. All right. Like just stay in love with it. And then number 2, this is a big one. Keep that freaking chip on your shoulder. I go back to broke and zero every day. Every day I have nothing. I work like someone's trying to take it all away from me in the next 24 hours. I honestly work with a very healthy paranoia that I feel like we're going out. I work with I call it controlled anger. I'm constantly like, I'm so fired up. I'm so happy that I have this fire inside of me that it's almost like an anger. Like I feel like that I'm behind. And by the way, it's not like anxiety and I'm all freaked out. It's like, no, dude, like I know that I'm one day away from losing it all. So I'm going to keep that chip on my shoulder. Remember, people have a great marriage. They don't get to keep it. Okay. People like freaking have a lot of money and then they lose it all. Dude, listen to me. Everybody, do you want to make money for a couple years or do you want to make money for decades? If you want to make money for decades, I would tell you this, go back to zero every single day. And no matter how much you make, okay, I live below our means. Yeah, we've got houses, beach houses, Lamborghinis, and we've got toys and shit. But dude, if we couldn't pay cash for anything, we'd never bought it.
Yep.
We live, and by the way, this 2023 world is about leveraging your debt, get all your shit, rolling like a baller. Dude, I'm going to tell you this. You don't have to play anyone else's game. You don't have to. You can play your game. And I assure you what we did in our company is that we got in great shape. We took good care of each other. We studied the game every day. And literally, don't be a fraud. Which means if you're going to be the best in the world, like don't go backwards. And by the way, stay away and tell people no who aren't on the same path with you. Justin, I think decision making. Keep that chip on your shoulder. Keep it new. But I added a third, decision making. If you know what you want in life and you're crystal clear as you're going towards it, getting in great shape is one of those things. Cheeseburger, grilled chicken. It's easy. Chicken. Grilled chicken. We don't need a cheeseburger because a cheeseburger would be taking away from our decision or from the direction we want to go. Grilled chicken will be taking us towards it. All I'm saying is this. Hey, man, let's go have a beer. Dude, we gave up alcohol for a long time. We don't really care about it. Dude, I drink maybe twice a year, barely some wine with my wife. Why? I don't need it.
Right.
Dude, and people are like, dude, that's the fun shit. No, dude, you know what's fun? Fucking winning. That's
I was
fun.
going to say.
You know what's fun? 43, having a fucking 8-pack and being ripped.
Let's go.
Yeah, like, Justin, you know what's fun? Like, literally seeing a kid or a guy or somebody that lost everything or somebody that's 18 getting in, watching this right now, that couldn't have done this 20 years ago. They had to have to read a book, 400 pages to find one page that made sense and pick it up and go with it. Dude,
yep.
when these podcasts are created, like, dude, like, you can be anybody. And all you have to do is go and hang around people in proximity who want it. And if you don't know anybody, like, dude, I don't know anybody that's like you guys that wants it, then go to social media, find 2 or 3 people and study the hell out of them. You study them on YouTube. And by the way, every dollar you earn, throw back into yourself. A lot of it, since we're a training company, we always ask people, hey, is your entertainment budget higher than your education budget? Because if your education budget is fucking dog shit and your entertainment budget is high, then clearly having fun in life is more important than winning, which goes back to the opposite of guys like Colby Bryant, who created mastering.
Yep.
So I just want to say that I see people right now coming up really fast from all over, new people, I know you're just anxiety, the whole past, but you're coming up like this. People are coming up like this. Dude, we need more of that.
Yep.
We need more people to come up like this, but let's say that you don't, and it doesn't happen like this. Okay, cool, dude. Listen, winners live where quitters quit. Just don't quit. Like, just don't freaking quit. And make sure you understand this. I'll quote Brad Lee on this, because he always talks about quitting, because I'm a big guy like, don't fucking quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. You're eventually going to get it, just don't quit. But he says sometimes, dude, Andy, people do need to quit what they're doing and switch all that energy to another path, because that is not a level 10 earning opportunity. This is. Okay, if
That's
you
huge.
work at Pizza Hut and you're freaking an entrepreneur, dude, you're not going to make it and drive the Ferrari and have the big house and make tons of money, because you're in a level 1 opportunity. I think everybody should study, should train. I think they should give everything they got to where they're at. But I think they should ask, hey, that chair that I'm sitting in, if I do become the top 1% in the industry, can I earn what I want? And if the answer is no, go find a place you can. If the answer is yes, get to freaking work.
Let's go. And I'll end it with this. Andy, you have several platforms that you can educate. And I'll tell you, the one thing everyone needs to really hear, there's a lot. I mean, you literally have to rewind this and listen to it again and watch it on YouTube again, because Andy just crushed this. You have to understand, the only reason why I've been able to have the success I've had for 15 years in the space is because I cut checks to learn from people who have been there before me.
Yeah.
Period, end of story. This last week, I had a 2-day intensive. I call it a Do Deals Live. Me and my team in the room, grinding it out with the people to get the deals done. During that, I had to take a call. The call was with someone who I need to hire to be a mentor to me. Do you guys understand how much I'm going to pay this person? You don't. I'll tell you. It's $120,000 for the year. 120, and I'm happy to do it. He didn't have to sell me on a thing. He said, hey, this is what I think we do. It's going to be 120 grand. I said, great. Where do I send the check? There wasn't a thought in my mind, because that person knows what I don't. Period.
Sounds
Stop.
Yeah.
So Andy is a king at sales. We didn't even get into sales, brother, which I was going to do, but we didn't even get there. If you're looking to get in sales, level 10 opportunity, go back, listen to all the social media platforms he's on, but make sure if this man resonates with you, make sure you're in his world, period. Whatever that price tag is. All right, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, Justin, and hey, and I was going to tell you this, and anybody watching this, what we have people do, we have a text line that we use, okay? Literally, it's right here. We have a text line. People can text, and I'll give you a number, but you can text, and we will send you over a free training guide. Everybody, our goal is to ruin the value of money for people. So, like Alex Hormozy says, creating, raging fans, right?
Yep.
The goal is that you give people stuff for free.
Yep.
They go make money with something you gave them for free. Then they're like, dude, well, what if I spend $1,000? Then how much can I make off that? Like, there has to be higher programs. So we give out free products constantly to people so they can go make more money. And that's how we built our whole industry. That's how we built our whole business. But if anybody's watching this, there's a cell phone that we use. It's 918-210-0254. Don't call it. Just text that 918-210-0254. And literally, it'll automatically just, you can type in Justin Colby podcast, and we'll literally send you back a free, that way I'll know what you want. It's a free training guide, and you log into it. There's 7 videos you can watch. It's the 7 skills that pay off forever. We'll send it to you. You watch that shit, and it'll freaking take you, dude, to another level, and it will cost you nothing, and just do the work. And then if you like it, then you can always reach back out. But my point is that, Justin, as you're growing and you're doing cool stuff, I mean, we're growing, and you said you spent some money. Dude, listen to me. That's the game. Those that don't understand self-investment, most people don't have a money problem, they have a skill problem. And if you fix the freaking skill, it fixes the money. And so your goal is that your education budget, your entertainment budget, if everybody paid attention to that, your education budget should always be higher than your entertainment budget. So If you have a couple $100, you can invest in yourself a month, find something that you can put that into, and it's for you. And we'll finish on, you said finish on like how you spend some money with an investor, is that people need to find security inside themselves, not in houses, not in cars, not in their job. They need to find it inside of themselves. That's where it belongs. So as this guy's going to train you and teach you things that you don't know, you're not finding that security in money, house, cars, and your business. You're finding that inside of you where it belongs. And dude, if you had to restart tomorrow, you could take all of that stuff that you've learned and you could have it back in 1 year. And by the way, when you start to learn this stuff, you can become dangerous where like anything you want, you can have it. If I don't have something that I want today, give me a couple months and check back. I'll have it if I really want it. And those are the skills that you're learning to acquire that some people in this world have. And if you can get access to them, you can also get that too. And now you can have that in your life. And that's what you're doing with that guy, is that you're building your own security inside of you, who you are as an operator internally, and by the way, that allows you to lead your entire team, because everything that guy's going to teach you, now you're going to teach that to your team. And dude, like, it's like it's like 100-fold that's going to come back. That 100 grand will turn into 10 million.
100%. And that's why I do it. It's why you do it. I think we've said enough there. If you guys want something you don't currently have, whether it's Andy, whether it's myself, or anyone, right? You need to find someone who's done it before and cut the check, right? Again, $100, $100,000.
Doesn't matter.
The check to learn. Andy, I appreciate you, brother. I know you're a family man. I know you got a rocking business going on right now. I can hear those folks. I can't wait to step into that office and just give you a team. So I appreciate you. Again, everyone go find Andy Elliott. Make sure you follow him. That's all for today's episode of Entrepreneur DNA. Peace.
Yeah, grateful for you, bro.
You too, bro.